What's up guys, my name is Javier and welcome back to Tool Craze. So my second most requested tool review have been from Milwaukee's latest and greatest second generation M18 Fuel drills and impact drivers. So I was finally able to get my hands on them. And over here we got the M18 Fuel drill driver and their M18 Fuel hammer drill, both offering a whopping 1,200 inch-pounds of torque. And also got their M18 Fuel second generation impact driver with 4-mode drive control and their 1/2-inch impact wrench. So in this video, we're going to focus on the drill driver and the hammer drill. And when you get a chance, make sure to check out my separate video review for the impacts. So a few years ago, Makita came out with brushless cordless power tools. And they were the first in the industry to bring these brushless cordless power tools to the everyday consumer, such as you and me. But they left all their brushless technology only for their cordless compact power tools. At that time, there wasn't any high-performance brushless power tools, such as cordless drills and hammer drills. So that's where Milwaukee came into the picture, with their first M18 Fuel drills. These drills gave you high-end performance paired with a brushless motor to pump out 725 inch-pounds of torque. Then DeWalt came out with their brushless 3-speed bad boy, the DCD995, featuring similar performance. And then last year, Makita joined the brushless high-performance power tool group with their high-performance XBH07 drill featuring almost 1,100 inch-pounds of torque. So it's been a few years since Milwaukee's M18 Fuel drills came out, so it was time for an update. I've had my original M18 Fuel hammer drill for a couple of years, and it hasn't stopped impressing me. Even though Makita's best 18-volt drill is more powerful than this one, I still think it's a great drill, but it did need an upgrade. So that's where the new second generation M18 Fuel drills come into play. And although they're completely redesigned, they still look about the same from a quick glance. They almost look identical actually, but I don't see any components used on the original M18 Fuel make it to the new model. It has a new chuck, a new clutch, mode selector collars, even a new handle and grip. I never complained about the previous handle, but the new one is much better in my opinion, as it's thinner and it even feels better in my hands, although the shape is about the same, just smaller. So although it looks about the same, they did tighten up the tool, making it more compact than before and even shorter in length, at just under 8 inches in length, 7.5 inches for the regular drill model, and 7 3/4 inches for the hammer drill model. This brings these new high-performance drill models into the same size class category as compact drills. And weight is mostly the same, although just a tad bit heavier, at about 1/10 of a pound heavier on the new Fuel models, with 5.1 pounds on the hammer drill model and 4.9 pounds on the drill driver. I don't think you're going to notice any difference in weight, but it's nice to see that they didn't get bigger and noticeably heavier, as you would expect with more power. And one thing to note is that with the regular drill model, it's going to be smaller and slightly lighter because it doesn't have the hammer mode built in. Less components means less size and weight. And where the previous model didn't come with a belt clip, the new models not only come with belt clips included, they also come with bit holders. As far as functions go, everything remains unchanged. You still have the same 24 settings clutch collar, the separate mode selector switch right behind it, the 2-speed switch is in the same place and it operates the same, and even the side handle that comes with it looks exactly the same, although it's a bit longer than the original. Even though this model claims 1,200 inch-pounds of torque, they didn't go with the humongo handle like Makita did. And just like the original M18 Fuel handle, I still have the same dislikes. You can only place the handle on top in the left and the right positions. You're pretty much limited to these two options, and is a bit of a hassle to install. You have to make sure to line up the 2 teeth and then twist the handle to install. I prefer the side handle on the DeWalt, as it's way easier to install and you can rotate the handle to any position you like. Also, this handle doesn't come with a depth rod, which is very useful when hammer drilling so you don't over drill. And there's also no place to put one if you do get one. On the Makita model you get a depth rod, and even though the DeWalt model doesn't come with a depth rod, you can still use one on the handle if you wanted to. And to make matters worse, it didn't hold up very well to all the torque that these drills generate. Even when I tightened the handle as tight as possible, it would come off when a ton of torque was generated. The problem that I found with the handle is that the metal housing that the handle grips onto was rounded off by the handle. I never had this issue on my first generation M18 Fuel model. But on the bright side, this also shows you how much torque is generated from these new 1200 inch-pound torque drills. And yes, they're both beasts when it comes to performance. We'll take a look at the hammer drill and we'll hammer drill a couple of holes. Starting off with small 3/16-inch holes, it ran through them very quickly. And the same was true with larger half-inch holes. I really enjoyed that it was very smooth at hammer drilling. It didn't seem as jittery as some of the slower hammer drills since it has very fast RPM and BPM to quickly chip out holes. Moving on to driving. Most drills can sink 5/16 3.5-inch lags only in low speed, but on second speed it almost seemed effortless for this drill. Next, here I have my typical 3-inch half-inch lag, and all drills I've tried so far have struggled with this one. Not to say others haven't been able to, but they all had a hard time. And sure enough, not a problem with this bad boy. Next, let's move on to its drilling performance in wood, starting off with a good size 2 9/16" self-feed bit. The original M18 Fuel can also drill with this size, although not without putting up a fight. Next, let's move on to its high-speed performance using a 1 1/8" ship auger bit. Other drills ranging in the 700 inch-pounds torque range can do this on speed too, but not without a good fight. Most drills can drill holes using this 1 1/4" speedbor max bit, but the only one that was able to do it on speed too was the Makita XBH07, but it did struggle to finish the hole. The second gen M18 Fuel on the first try had no issue whatsoever. On consecutive holes, the overload protection kicked in once or twice, but not a struggle like with the XBH07. And the last test is drilling using a 3 5/8" hole saw. So very impressive performance, and not just impressive, but the best that I've seen so far for a coreless 18-volt drill. The only other coreless 18-volt drills that I've tried that can outperform these two models are the M18 Fuel Whole Hog and the M18 Fuel Super Hog, but those are entirely different beasts. And running the same test that I ran with the Makita XBH07, there's a noticeable improvement in performance with these two models. And compared to the original M18 Fuel and the DeWalt DCD995, there's a pretty big gap in performance. Probably not so much on high torque, low speed, but you'll see a big difference in performance on high speed. And as for pricing, you're looking at $130 for the 2703 drill and $150 for the 2704 hammer drill model, only as bare tools. And as kits, they'll come with 2 XE 5.0 batteries, the charger, and a hard plastic case to store everything inside for $280 for the drill and $300 for the hammer drill model. I left you guys links in the description below if you're looking to purchase one of these models. So an extremely well-performing set of tools from Milwaukee. I'm not exactly crazy about the power tool handle, but for the most part it's an excellent tool overall. And these two drills are going to be the ones to beat until the next brand comes out with the next high performer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're a big fan of tools, and follow me on social media over at Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and over at the web at toolcraze.net for more tool reviews, tool news, and tool deals. Right now I'm posting a bunch of tool deals on the website, so you might want to check them out if you're into saving some cash. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.